McGregor coming back from a 2-year layoff and making his highly anticipated return against undefeated lightweight Khabib Nurmagomedov, UFC 229 absolutely killed it. But as many of you already know, the main event between Conor and Khabib wasn't even the highlight of the evening. It was what followed after the fight that stole the show, which was a chaotic post-fight brawl. Now, whether you're a longtime fan who's followed the sport closely or only a casual fan who tunes in every once in a while, my guess is many of you are still confused and left with many questions as to what exactly happened at UFC 229, so let me try to explain. Before I go into details, let me just say that the build-up to the fight included some of the most controversial moments in the company's history, with many feeling it was unethical to use the footage of Conor's infamous bus attack to promote the fight. The build-up also saw Conor take things to a personal level by mocking Khabib's countrymen and calling Khabib's father a coward. Conor had written an Instagram post about your dad, Connie Macau.
Conor had written an Instagram post about your dad calling him a coward. Did that affect you in any way?
The Chechen people know what I'm talking about when I call this man a coward. Him and Kadyrov were at a mosque together, and he posted a picture of Kadyrov on his Instagram site. Kadyrov is a Chechen dictator, a crazy man, don't get me wrong. Khabib's father posted a picture up, and the caption is, "Together we are stronger." It's such fake respect out of fear. If the tables were turned and there was an opportunity for his father to stab that man in the back, he would do it in a heartbeat to take over. And he did not do nothing, and that's why he is a quivering coward, because he showed fake respect out of fear, and that's where that came from.
Tensions were clearly high between both men, especially Khabib. The amount of anger and animosity Khabib had to endure during the promotion was unlike anything he had ever experienced before, and his emotions clearly reached a boiling point. Now, for those who missed it, I'll start by quickly summing up the main event. The fight with Conor and Khabib was spectacular. Khabib dominated the majority of the bout, and even managed to rock Conor with a huge right hand early in the second round. However, the fight was not without its controversies, as Conor could be seen grabbing onto Khabib's glove, kneeing it down Khabib in the head, and even grabbing the fence, all of which are illegal. This clearly frustrated Khabib, as Khabib could be seen telling referee Herb Dean that Conor grabbed his glove 3 times during the fight. Khabib finally closed the show in the 4th round, finishing McGregor with a neck crank. Now after the finish is when all hell broke loose. As the fight ended, Khabib walked over to Conor's corner, throwing his mouthpiece into the cage as he began screaming at Conor's teammate and close friend Dillon Danis. Look at him screaming at the corner. He's screaming at Dillon Danis. Khabib vaulted over the side of the cage and launched himself at Dillon Danis. He's also a welterweight fighter under the belt for promotion. Dillon Danis has a well-known track record of disrespecting Conor's opponents during promotion, and UFC 229 was no exception. During the build-up to the fight, Dillon Danis took the opportunity to take several insulting shots at Khabib on social media. Now, here's where it gets interesting. According to a ringside witness who was sitting closely to Dillon Danis at the event, Dillon was allegedly running his mouth at Khabib during his fight with Conor, hurling several loud verbal insults. It was apparent Khabib heard a few of these, and it was also reported that Khabib even gave Dillon a death stare during his 2nd or 3rd round. But the line was drawn for Khabib when Dillon allegedly called him a fing Muslim rat towards the end of the fight. This is what seemed to have set Khabib off. Taking advantage of the chaos, Khabib's teammates jumped into the octagon to take a few swings at Conor. 1. Now this was mainly due to Dana White's fear of a possible riot breaking out, specifically among Irish fans if he were to give Khabib his belt inside the octagon. Instead, he had Khabib and Conor escorted out of the building with security. And the Octagon Dan could be heard telling Khabib that if I put this belt on you, everyone is going to start throwing shit. Other people will get hurt. This is what's going to happen. This is what I believe. If I put this belt on you, other people are going to get hurt. Dana also said when speaking to media, I knew this was going to happen. If we put the belt on him and the Octagon, they would be throwing beer and stuff down on them. Other people will get hurt. This is what's going to happen. This is what I believe. If I put this belt on you, other people are going to get hurt. Dana also said when speaking to media, I knew this was going to happen. If we put the belt on him and the Octagon, they would be throwing beer and stuff down on them. We had to get them out of there. Now, the reactions to the incident were somewhat mixed. Yeah, in a post-fight press conference, Dana White stated to media, I've been doing this for 18 years, and I couldn't be more disappointed. I've been doing this for 18 years, and the biggest night ever, and I couldn't be more disappointed. Like religion, you cannot talk about religion. You cannot talk about nation, you know? Guys, you cannot talk about this stuff. And you know, this is for me is very important. Following the event, Conor took to social media, commenting, I'll be back. Conor also took to Twitter saying good knock, looking forward to the rematch, as well as we lost the match but won the battle. The war goes on. Dana White confirmed Conor's desire for a rematch by saying, Conor McGregor's already called me. 1v rematch. That's what Conor asked for. We'll see what happens with Khabib and what's next. Khabib's coach Javier Mendez reacted by saying adding Dylan Dennis talk crack to him didn't help the situation. Khabib's manager reacted to the event, placing blame firmly upon Conor McGregor, describing him as a horrible human being. You can't bite a dog and not expect to be bitten. You can't play with fire and not expect to be burned. This man, Conor McGregor, is not a good guy. John Kavanagh, Conor McGregor's coach, reacted by saying that, I hope the Nevada State Athletic Commission is lenient on Khabib. Not just so we can get a rematch, I just love watching him fight. I can stretch myself to understand his reaction. It wasn't that big of a deal to me what Khabib did. It just really wasn't. Khabib's father was not happy with what happened, stating that he will impose a punishment tougher than the UFC's. I warned him. For me, discipline comes first. You do whatever you want in the octagon, but outside, this is the border of civilians where there are children, women, and strangers. Now, 3 of Khabib's teammates were arrested that night following the incident. However, they were released shortly after, with Dana White confirming that Conor McGregor was refusing to press charges. Now, at the moment, this is just a theory, but Conor may have refused to press charges given that he threw and landed the first physical blow. As of right now, it remains unclear. Dana White also confirmed that any contracted fighters who were involved in the brawl would never fight for the promotion again. Due to the incident, the NSAC decided to withhold Khabib's fight purse until they had a chance to investigate the situation. This means that as of posting this video, Khabib still has a $2 million check being withheld from him, at least until the investigation is complete. Conor, on the other hand, was granted his show money, which totaled to a disclosed payday of $3 million. Although punishment hasn't yet been determined for Khabib, it is very likely he will face a massive fine, which will likely include a percentage of his fight purse, as well as a lengthy suspension. If Khabib is sentenced to a year-long suspension, it's possible the UFC will strip him of his lightweight title. White addressed the media later that night, clarifying that no decision had yet been made on whether Khabib would be stripped of his lightweight title. It also suggested that Khabib receive a $250,000 fine, as well as a forced 6-month suspension, so Khabib could retain his title. Now, according to ESPN, the NSAC chairman Anthony Marnell stated that complaints would be filed against both McGregor and Khabib after officials were able to review previously unseen footage from the incident. As always, if you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to let me know by leaving a like and subscribing to our channel. Apart from that, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.